We are coaching Pinky Plays, and she is gold 1. Mustache is coming along. What mustache? Bro, I shaved, man. I'm not growing out my mustache. My name's Jollz. I'm a Radiant player. If you're enjoying this type of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. If you're interested in coaching yourself or want a chance to win free coaching, be sure to watch the end of the video for details. Other than that, enjoy the video.
Spike down A.
Whoa. Okay. I thought that they would all be here. I'm gonna be honest.
In the corner.
We should be smoking and dashing in here.
I can't push it. No.
So if the idea here was to commit to the site, we literally just smoke in a site and dash onto it to create space for our team here. This is a mistake, I think. If we're grouped up like this, we're posturing to kind of 5-hit this, and I think this is a good opportunity to create space for your team and pushing in. I probably would have smoked in a site and dashed in. When they spam the smoke, if they dash in, it's a gamble for them to spam smoke, right? So here's the problem. Here's the problem that a lot of people think is going to happen if you dash in as Jet, right? If you throw a smoke into garage and you dash into the smoke, right? Yes, they could spam the smoke, but they run the risk that if they don't kill you, they're going to die. Because the second person coming behind you after you just dashed in will immediately kill you because you're spamming the smoke, right? So it's very risky to spam smokes against Jet, especially if they follow the dash in. So basically it just creates a lot of pressure for the enemy team. Okay, I can understand where you're coming from. So here we have knives, right? We have knives. Even though we can buy a Vandal, I would recommend you use their knives instead of the Vandal. So you can build up an economy. So for the next couple rounds, you can actually buy a Vandal. If you miss all your knives, then whatever. That's on you.
I'm falling behind to get your trade.
Okay, not bad. We have insane space here. We actually pushed into C-Link here. We want a free kill. Nah. So we had the timing, right? We realized we had the timing, but instead of abusing that timing, we gave up a free kill. What I would have liked better here was for us to push into C-Link and get this free kill on C, and then we fall off. Or maybe A-Link or whatever, right? The idea is like you want to abuse the timing that you've created. We wasted our pressure. Absolutely, yeah. Yo, Detail Van with the primer. Appreciate it. Thank you. Carly, what's up? What's going on? All good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the subs. What? You got a double here? God damn. Wasn't bad. That wasn't bad, gun control. I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't bad. I think definitely a lot better compared to the first coaching session. Peek was a bit risky there. Bam. We need to be smoking when we're dashing, right? This is a big thing. We're not in good spots. Okay, better. Thank you so much for that. Okay, chat. Why did this positioning work? Pop quiz, pop quiz, pop quiz. Why did this positioning work? Off angle? Okay, yes. Smoke is deep and they have to come out front. Okay, yes. I'm looking for something else though. Okay, let me ask you a better question. Why would this be bad if you were up against Sky? Okay, we know the last two agents are Viper and Sage, but what if it was Sky and KO? Pop flash. Absolutely. Every time you're gonna hold an off angle like this, in your mind, you have to understand who's left. Viper, Sage is left. I can play this angle. I can play in front of a smoke because I don't have to worry about a pop flash. So every time you're going to play an off angle like this, when you're holding a smoke, always in your mind thinking, who's left? Who can pop flash me? Can I get pop flashed? If the answer is no, you can play the spot. You can play the spot and you can get a reward for it because they have to push out.
Logs.
Good space, but they're saving though. This is risky because they're saving, right? And they know that where there's one garage. Oh, they're not saving. Never mind. Nice. Some of them bought.
Yeah. Nice, Jet.
Good round. Great round. I actually like the space you created here. I like this. I like this. You got the kill. You dashed in. You started going a little bit more aggressive. This would be known as overheating, yeah. But sometimes it's not overheating if you created enough space with your overheat. I don't know how else to phrase this, but if you've created insane amounts of space with it, because then the positioning isn't overheating anymore. It's actually, you get an advantage, and you want to take the advantage of the position that you created with the timing. Am I correct in seeing it as they made the space, but they held the space? So they took the space, and then they dashed, and then jumped into window. Very unlikely they expect her to peek the door window.
I don't know if I've been doing it right, actually. Have I been peeking properly? It's all about not peeking too close to walls.
It's better.
I've got your trail.
Good dash.
Rain is in C garage.
I think it was a waste of a smoke here.
Oh, one's in our spawn. One's in our spawn. Be careful.
And they're starting to flank. We'll kind of telegraph with our pushes, right? Again, this round, probably knives, right?
Oh, she did.
But to be fair, I don't know if we're going to be getting knives again before the half ends, so... Good. This is good. We should have done this earlier, though. Because we're waiting so long, we're giving them a lot of time to rotate all the way in, right? The idea is, like, if you guys are going to be grouping up like this, to try and take a site, you have to go fast. If you don't go fast, they're going to rotate, right? So either you go slow, spread out, and then work it slow, or you go quick. Should we not be using updraft more for positioning and stuff? You could, but I don't really see, unless you plan on using your knives with your updraft, or you plan on updrafting like on top of the box or something. We should be popping our knives though, for sure. I would use my knives just for a right click at least. All right, what's wrong with this position? I don't mind the frenzy buy. I like buying the frenzy, but what is wrong with this position? Chat, pop quiz. Sky dog, flash, dog, too close to the door. Flash or dog, yes, yeah. Crosshair is too close to the door, actually. And it is a little bit high. I would be aiming just a tad bit lower, and I'd put it here. So yeah, this is a one and done at best. At best. What's going to be a big problem is if the sky dog comes in. What happens? If the sky dog comes in, what do? We have to think about this stuff, otherwise we're gonna get punished by it by better players. Okay, so this works.
One enemy remaining.
Window.
Window?
We heard a window, yeah. This worked in this instance because they decided to go B, but I'm not a big fan of that play. We should be brim smoking. Good dash.
One's on site.
I actually like this. Yeah, the VOD itself is kind of laggy, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. Here's the problem that I mentioned. Yeah. This is why the first round position wouldn't have worked. So we finally got punished by it, right? Better position, actually. Very good spot. We have a free timing.
There's no way.
Oh my
We need
God.
to shoot the eye, but... So the idea too is, like, usually when people throw, or usually use dogs or drone or something, you want to throw some util so they can't follow it for free. I would have probably smoked door while I saw the dog come in. Okay, this is a good spot. I actually really like this spot. I think you get a lot of value from here. All right, 3v4 retake. This is tough.
Spike planted.
One of the reasons Haven can suck.
Backside.
Nice. Okay, trade. A good trade. These smokes suck. These smokes are really bad. Actually, grief by throwing these caterpillar smokes. I don't know what the hell this was. Should have been smoking off chokes. The other, it gave the enemy a lot of cover to play around. This is unwinnable. So what do Pinky plays do well in the session? So one thing I want to say, your peaks definitely have improved. Your peaks and your gun control has gotten a lot better. From the first coaching session. So I really like that, actually. Another thing too is we've been playing around our teammates a bit more, and with the space that we created, I'm noticing you capitalize sometimes off of it, right? Rather than before when you weren't. So I like that. I like that. Okay, so the main focus is going to be on attack side for this one. I noticed, like, a lot of the time we're grouping up as 5, and when we're grouping up as 5, the idea is, like, you either have to rush right away or push in. Like, you cannot go slow while making noise. If you make any sort of sounds or anything and you start going slow, they're gonna over-rotate. And they did that a ton. They over-rotate. There's like 4 in sight a lot of times when we're hitting sites. And when you're noticing that, we have to either spread out, run a default, and then group up and hit something, or we go faster, okay? And sometimes, like, I would notice there's like a Viper wall, but then we're hesitant to push through. In those situations, you need to be smoking and just dashing in and creating that pressure, because it allows your team to push in, right? And calm that for a team. Hey guys, I'm smoking, dashing in, follow me in, right? And that way you're gonna get a lot more value out of your util as Jet. What should we work on during our next session? Also, I wanted to add this for the last point too, is make sure that we're building our economy well. If we have our knives, it's way better to buy full armor and use our knives rather than to buy a gun and then, you know, use our knives the next round. Basically, you can get more value out of your knives in a game. Like, you can probably get like an additional ult or two if we use our knives a bit better, or an additional gun, which can definitely help swing rounds, right? So I think that's very important that we kind of miss. And another thing that I also want to take a look at is really diving down into like space and creating space, and then what you do when you create space. And when you have timies, you want to abuse it. You want to take a free kill, and then you fall off and then play back with your team, right? And there's numerous times in this game where you have the timings, you have the space, but then you just play in the site and don't do anything with it. All right, W session. Good stuff, good stuff.
If you're interested in coaching yourself, click the link in the description. Click the book a lesson button and select your plan and time.
So if you want to win free coaching, be sure to comment down below your Discord name without the hashtag and what you learned from the video. I'll be picking out a person randomly.